Hello, today I'll be going through the ACS paper. This is a prelim exam paper in 2024. So it's actually quite relevant if you're watching this video in 2025. Okay, so let's begin. Okay, so this is a paper 1 question, so I will not be using any calculator, so you can see the workings that I'll be doing. Yeah. Okay, so Singapore's population was 6,014,723 last year. Express this number to the nearest 1,000. Okay, so the first thing we need to know is we need to identify where is our thousands place. So our thousand place, this is the ones place, the tens place, the hundred place, and the thousand place. So when we identify which is our thousand place, we need to now look at the number before this, which is in the hundred place. Now, because this number 7 is more than 5, okay, more than or equal to 5, we will have to round this value up. So after we round this value up, the value we will get is 6,015,000. So therefore, we will leave the answer as number 4. Okay, next question. In 13.02, which digit is in the 10th place? So the keyword in this question is the THS. So THS means that we are looking at the numbers after the decimal point. So the numbers after the decimal point, this is our 10th place and this is our 100th place. So we are looking at the 10th place, so therefore the answer is 4. Rina makes a necklace using 12 pink pearls and 18 white pearls. What fraction of the pearls are white? So the question is asking you in terms of fraction. So we need to write out white over the total. We know from the question that there are 18 white pearls. So we just write over here 18, and our total is 18 plus 12. The white pearls plus the pink pearls. Yeah, so after that, we will need to simplify this fraction. So it's 18 over 18 plus 12 is 30. Now, from here, what we need to do is we need to divide our fraction. So there are 2 ways we can do this. The first way is we divide by the most simplest division we can find. The most simplest factor we can find. So in this case, 18 we will divide by 2. And 30 we also will divide by 2. So 18 divided by 2 I will have 9, and 30 divided by 2 I will have 15. Yeah, let me rewrite this. Okay, now this one over here, 9 over 15 is the same exact thing, but we need to divide it by 3 because they are the most common factor. So 9 divided by 3 will have 3, and 15 divided by 3 will have 5. So therefore the answer over here is 2. Okay, now the other method that we can do is 18 over 30. We can simplify this first by 6. This is our largest common factor that we know. So 16 divided by 8 we will have 3 over 30 divided by 6 we will have 5. So the answer are actually similar to both. Okay, next question. Okay, what is the value of 63 plus 27 divided by 3 minus 12 times 2? Okay, so the first thing we will write out is the whole equation. Now, 63 plus 27, okay, so when it comes to this kind of question, we need to do the Bodmer's method. So if you're not sure what the Bodmer's method is, Bodmer's is actually bracket, order, division, multiplication, addition, and subtraction. So we have to work our way down the Bodmer's. Okay, so 63 plus 27, we'll do our working. 63 plus 27. So 7 plus 3 is 10, and 1 plus 6 plus 2 is 9. So therefore 63 plus 27 is 90. 90 divided by 3 minus 12 times 2. Now, following the Bodmer's rule, we are done with bracket. Now we are moving on to order when we do not have any order. Order is basically your squares and cubes. Okay, now the next thing we have is our division or multiplication. This is one entire group. Okay, so we're going to underline what we have for the division and multiplication. Now 90 divided by 3 is 30 minus 12 times 2 is 24. After we are done with both division and multiplication, we'll move on to addition or subtraction. Again, same thing. This is a group, so you can either do plus first or minus first, it doesn't matter. So 30 minus 24 will be 6. So therefore your answer is 1. Okay, question 5. The bar graph shows the number of students in each sports CCA. So in this question, they give you the bar graph. We need to convert it into a pie chart. Okay, so first thing, we know basketball has the most number of students, followed by either soccer or floorball. And then lastly, it will be the rugby. So with basketball having the most, we need to identify which of these pie chart has basketball with the most number of people. Okay, so let's look at option 1. Option 1, our basketball is the least compared to rugby. So option 1 is out. Option 2, basketball and rugby are the same, but based on the bar graph, basketball and rugby are different. So option 2 is also out. Okay, now let's look at option 3. Option 3, basketball have the most, rugby has the least, followed by floorball and soccer, they have the same amount, indicated by this 90 degree. So the answer to this question is 3. Next question. The average of 3 numbers is 34. One of the numbers is 28. Which of the following are the other 2 numbers? Okay, so we know that the average of 3 numbers is 34. This is our first keyword. Average, 3 numbers, and 34. So the first thing we need to do is 34 times 3 to find our total. So 34 times 3 will give you 4 times 3, or 3 times 4 will give you 12. 3 times 3 is 9, and 9 plus 1 is 10. So 34 times 3 is 102. So this is our total for all 3 numbers. Now, the next thing we know is that one of the numbers is 28. The other 2 numbers we do not know. So what plus 28 will give me 102. Okay, so first step, we need to bring over this 28 over the equal sign. So right now this is plus 28. So when we bring over the equal sign, it will become minus 28. So 102 minus 28. Now let's say for example, because we do not know what is these 2 blanks over here, we will just write down as what plus what equal to 102 minus 28. Okay, so 102 minus 28, 2 minus 8 is not possible, so we're going to borrow from 0. But we cannot borrow from 0 in this case, so we need to borrow the number from 1. So now here will become 10, then we will borrow, here will become 9, and here will become 12. So 12 minus 8 will give me 4, and 9 minus 2 will give me 7. So the sum of 2 numbers is equal to 74. Okay, so in this case, what we're going to do is we're going to identify which 2 numbers will add up to 74. So let's try option 1. Option 1, we have 42 and 54. So 42 plus 54 will give me 4 plus 2 is 6, 5 plus 4 is 9. It will give me 96, but we need 74. So option 1 is out. The next number is 36 and 38. Okay, so 36 plus 38, 6 plus 8 will give me 14, and 3 plus 3 plus 1 will give me 7. Okay, so the answer over here is 74. So therefore, since 74 and this 74 are equal, the answer to question 6 will be 2. Okay, next question. PQRS is a parallelogram and RSTU is a trapezium. Which one of the following pairs of lines are parallel? Okay, so the first thing we know that PQRS is a parallelogram. So we will draw out our parallel lines. And PSTU is a trapezium. So from here we can identify that this length over here compared to this length over here, okay, they are not parallel. I'm so sorry, I drew the wrong line. So ST and PU, they are not parallel. So let's say for example, I increase these two lines, you can see that eventually they will match, or they will touch each other. Okay, so therefore they are not parallel. Parallel means that both lines will never touch each other. Okay, so that means SP is parallel to TU. Okay, so which of the following pair of lines are parallel? Okay, so let's look. We have QR and ST. QR is this line over here, and ST is this line over here. Okay, they are not parallel to each other. So option 1 is out. Option 2 is QR and UT. QR and UT. And since QR is parallel to PS and PS is parallel to UT, this means that QR and UT are parallel. So the answer to question 7 is 2. Okay, next question. Question 8 is about volume. So 3 containers with some water are shown below. Arrange A, B, C from the largest volume of water to the smallest. Okay, so first thing we need to identify is what are the volume of water that we have. Okay, so over here we have 200 milliliter and 100 milliliter. Okay, so we need to find out how much water is in this container. Okay, to find out how much water is in this container, we will take this value, which is 100 milliliter, divided by the number of spaces over here. So in this case, there are 5 spaces. So your first working should be 100 minus 0 divided by 5. 100 minus 0 will give me 100 divided by 5 will give me 20 milliliter. So what this means is that each of this line is 20 milliliter. So we have a total of 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 120, 140, 160, and it's around in the middle, so 170 milliliter. Okay, we are just estimating because we do not know whether it's this half of these two values. Now, let's move on to container B. Container B, same working. We're going to find out how many spaces are there first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there are 5 spaces. So we'll do 400 minus 0 divided by 5, which gives me 400 divided by 5. Now, 400 divided by 5 will give me 80 milliliter. Okay, if let's say you're not confident in this, you will do your long division. Now, over here we have about 80 milliliter and close to 160 milliliter. So over here we'll just write it as 150 milliliter. Now, next part, option C. Now, the first thing about option C is that this is in liter, whereas the rest are in milliliter. So we need to convert 0.5 liter into milliliter first. Okay, now 1 liter is 1000 milliliter. So 0.5 liter, we're going to times 0.5. So therefore over here we will also times 0.5. Now 1000 times 0.5 will give you 500 milliliter. Okay, so we know the total capacity of container C is 500 milliliter. Okay, now to find out what is the total volume of this container, okay, what we're going to do is the same exact working as how you do for A and B. We're going to find the number of spaces. Okay, now since over here the water is on this longer length, we can just find the difference. We can find the spaces in between all the longer length. Okay, so we will have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Same thing, now we have 5 spaces. So 500 minus 0 divided by 5. 500 divided by 5 is 100 milliliter. So therefore, this is 100 milliliter and here is 200 milliliter. So therefore, container C has 200 milliliter. Now, from the largest volume of water to the smallest, so our largest is container C. So therefore, option 1 and option 2 are out. Now, the next one we have is left with container A and B. Container A is the next largest, so container A. So therefore, the answer to question 8 is 4. Okay, the next question. Question 9. Question 9, the figure below is made up of 5 identical quarter circles. So quarter circles are basically a circle where they cut it into 4 equal parts. Okay, the radius of each quarter circle is 10 cm. Okay, so just take note, this is talking about the radius is in 10 cm. The question is asking you for area of the figure. So we know that this question is asking about circles and asking us to find the area. So first of all, write down the area formula. Area is equal to pi r squared, or pi times radius. Okay, r squared basically means that radius times radius. Now we need to find out what is the area of 1 quarter circle. Okay, the area of 1 quarter circle is 1 quarter times the area of a circle, which is pi r squared. So we're going to replace the r with a 10 cm because the radius is 10 cm. We're going to keep the pi because the question is telling you to leave your answer in terms of pi. Okay, so you can either write it in this format or you can write it in 1 quarter times pi times 10 squared. Okay, now next part is 10 times 10. 10 times 10 give me 100, so 1 quarter times 100 times pi. Okay, before we continue with this, we're going to do the cancellation method. So just always remember, fraction times fraction is cancellation method. Now 4 and 100 have a common factor of 2 because both of them are even number. So 4 divided by 2 gives me 2 and 100 divided by 2 gives me 50. Now we're going to check again. 2 and 50, they are again even numbers, so we can divide by 2. 2 divided by 2 is 1 and 50 divided by 2 is 25. So therefore over here will be 25 over 1 times pi over 1, which gives us 25 pi. But take note that this is not your final answer. The question is asking you for the area of the figure, which means you have 5 quarter circle to solve. So area of 5 quarter circle is equal to 25 pi times 5. which gives us 125 pi. Okay, so how we get this 125 pi? Basically, you just do 25 times 5. Okay, ignoring the pi, because pi is, you treat it like your algebra. So 5 times 5 is 25. 5 times 2 is 10. 10 plus 2 is 12. So 125 pi. So therefore, your answer to this question is option 1. Okay, question 10. The figure below shows a prism. Which one of the following are nets of the prism? Okay, so for this kind of question, for nets question, I will not be going through on this video, because I usually prefer to teach my students using papers. So it's more an activity for them to understand and explore. So I will not be going through question 10 today. So if you are planning to learn more about nets and prism and kind of stuff, do join our tuition center at my tuition at Serangoon. Alright, question 11. The figure below shows, the solid shown below is made up of 1 cm cubes. Owen takes the whole solid and dip it completely in the pail of green paint. What is the total surface area of the solid figure painted in green? So just take note, in this case, because you are dipping the whole solid into the green paint, the ones inside touching the another cube will not be painted green. Okay, so only what you can see will be painted green. Okay, so we're going to do, we have a few sides that we need to do. We have to do this side, that means from the left side, the behind, the right side, the in front, and the below, and the top. Okay, now let's talk about the ones that we can see first, the front. The front view will be from this direction. Okay, so what we can see is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are 6 areas. Okay, now the side view, which is our right side, is another portion that we can see from this point of view. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So again, we have 6 sides that are able to have green paint. Then we will do the top view, which is also what we can see. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So this is what we can see so far. But then there are total 6 sides to a cube. Okay, so now we will look at this, and the behind. So the left side, the below, the bottom, and the back. Okay, so first of all, we're going to write the opposite, in front and back, right and left, top and bottom. Okay, so now what you can see from the front will be the same as what you can see from the back. So here we'll also have 6. Sorry, give me a sec. Okay, so what you can see from the front will be the same as what it is in the back. So here we have 6 sides. The left side will also have 6, and the top and bottom will also have 6. So in total, we have 6 times 6, which is 36 area that we can paint green. And since each cube is 1 cm cube, okay, it means that one surface area is 1 by 1. Area will be equal to 1 times 1, which is still 1 cm square. So 1 cm square times 36 will give me 36 cm square. So therefore, question 11, the answer is 4. Okay, next question. Question 12. PQR is an equilateral triangle. STUV is a rhombus. Okay, so PQR is an equilateral triangle. So straight away draw out your lines and your angle. Okay, and STUV is a rhombus. Okay, so we know that these are parallel line. Okay, and these two lines are also all equal. So rhombus, all the four sides are of equal length. Okay, so next sentence. QRST is a straight line. Okay, and RVS is 52 degree. We need to find USV, which is this angle over here. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to write down and find out what is this angle. So angle SRV is equal to angle PRQ, 60 degree. This is vertically opposite angle. Okay, so straight write down 60 degree. The next thing we can do is we can find out what is this angle over here. Angle VSR is equal to 180 degree minus 52 degree minus 60 degree. This is angles sum in a triangle. Okay, so 180 minus 52 minus 60, we know that 180 minus 60 degree is 120 degree minus 52 degree. Then we will do our working. 120 minus away 52. So 0 cannot minus 2, so we're going to borrow from the 2. Here will be 1 and here will be 10. So 10 minus 2 is 8. 1 cannot minus 5, so we borrow from 1. Here become 11. 11 minus 5 will give us 6. So this is 68 degree. Okay, now property of rhombus states that this angle and this angle are equal. So what we will do is we're going to say that angle VSU or USV is equal to angle TSU equal to 180 degree minus 68 degree. This is your angle on a straight line. Okay, now we are finding this angle first. Okay, so that, and after that we will divide by 2 because we have two, sorry, wrong color, we have two equal angle. Okay, so 180 minus 68 is 8. 0 minus 8 is not possible, so we borrow. Here become 10. 10 minus 8 is 2. 7 minus 6 is 1. And 1 minus nothing is 1. So over here is 112 divided by 2. Sorry, just let me shift my working up a bit. And 112 divided by 2, we're going to do the long division method. So 1 cannot divide by 2, so we're going to put a 0 at the top and a 0 at the bottom. 1 minus 0 is 1. Bring down the value of 1, so now it will be 11. 11 divided by 2, the nearest number that we can have is 10. So 10 divided by 2 is 5. 11 minus 10 is 1, bring down the 2. 12 divided by 2 is 6, and here you write 12. So 112 divided by 2 is 56 degree. So therefore angle USV is 56 degree. Okay, now next question, question 13. Okay, the table below shows the rates for renting a bicycle at a shop. Daisy rented 2 bicycles from 3 p.m. to 5:30 p.m. She paid a total of $32 for renting the bicycles. Okay, so first thing, okay, by the way, this question is a very common question, so take note to revise on this kind of question. So step 1, we're going to draw a timeline. we have from 3 p.m. all the way until 5:50 p.m. Okay, now first hour is $8, so we're going to do 4 p.m. here to here is 1 hour. The next is every 30 minutes, so 30 minutes later is 4:30 p.m. and then another 30 minutes 5 p.m. another 30 minutes is 5:30 p.m. Sorry, a bit no space. Just let me shift out my value a bit. Okay, and then from 5:30 p.m. to 5:50 p.m. it is another, sorry, a bit big jump, but it's another 20 minutes. Okay, but in this case, because of the word part thereof, we will just count it as 30 minutes. So right now we have how much money that we really require. Total, we know that we require $32. Okay, and we have 2 bicycles. The keyword is 2 bicycles. So for the first hour is $8, so $8 times 2, which is $16. And then we will do 32 minus 16 equal to $16. So what does this $16 represent? It represents from 4 p.m. all the way until 5:50 p.m. Okay, so we have a total of 4 slots, 1, 2, 3, 4, and we have 2 bicycles, so 4 times 2 is 8. So $16 divided by 8 is $2. So every 30 minutes is $2 per 30 minutes. So question 13, the answer to this question is $2. Okay, so now at question 14. At first, Mrs. Ang had twice as many red beads as yellow beads. She used 2/3 of her yellow beads and some of her red beads to make some necklaces. In the end, 3/5 of the beads left were red beads. What fraction of her red beads did Mrs. Ang use? So you can see that this question over here has a lot of information and stuff. So what we're going to do is we're going to do it one sentence by one sentence. So if let's say we're going to start from the first sentence. At first, Mrs. Ang had twice as many red beads as yellow beads. So red is to yellow is 2:1. Okay, so that means red beads have 2 units, yellow beads has 1 unit. She used 2/3 of her yellow beads and some of her red beads to make some necklaces. So we don't know how many red beads they minus, but we know that yellow beads we're going to minus 2/3 out of the 1 unit. Okay, in the end, 3/5 of the beads left were red beads. So we are left with 3 units of red bead and 2 units, because 5 minus 3 is 2 units. Okay, now the first thing we need to do is we need to make our denominator the same. So what I mean is this denominator and this number have to be the same, because one is talking about, both of them are talking about the total number of yellow beads. Okay, so to figure out what number we need to multiply it by, okay, we're going to do a bit of guess and check. Okay, so now let's say for example I have a yellow bead, I have 1 unit over here, I'm going to minus 2/3. Will I get 3? Will I get 2 units over here? So if let's say for example I times 2, here I'm going to times 2 to make the denominator the same. Sorry, times 6. Because here will give me 3 times 2. So here will give me 6. Here on top will give me 4. 1 times 6 is 4. So you can see that 6 unit minus 4 unit, I will have 2 unit. Okay, so over here I'm going to times 6 and times 2. So here is red is to yellow. 6 times 2 is 12. 6 times 1 is 6. We don't know how many we're going to minus yet for the red one, but we know that for the yellow side, we're going to minus 4 over 6. And then we'll be left with 3 is to 2. So we just need to double check this yellow portion. 6 unit minus away this 4 unit, we get 2 unit. Okay, so what will this number over here be? It is 12 unit minus 3 unit is 9. So 12 minus 9 will give me 3 unit. So what fraction of the red bit remains unused? It will be 9 over 12, which is equal to 3 over 4. So therefore, the answer to question 14 is 3/4. Okay, question 15 before we end our booklet A. So after this, I will stop the video over here, but you can watch my next video, and it will be for the booklet B and then paper 2. Okay, question 15. Mrs. Sammy baked chocolate and strawberry cupcakes at the children's party. The number of chocolate cupcakes was 5 over 7 the number of strawberry cupcakes. Mrs. Sammy then baked some blueberry cupcakes. I think here it is supposed to be in the end. In the end, 25% of the cupcakes were chocolate cupcakes. What percentage of cupcakes were blueberry cupcakes? Okay, so we have chocolate is to strawberry. Okay, chocolate cupcake, we know that there is 5 unit and 7 unit belongs to your strawberry. Okay, so every time you see a subject, fraction, subject, always remember to draw your arrow. Okay, so chocolate we have 5 unit, strawberry we have 7 unit. Mrs. Sammy then baked some blueberry cupcakes. So now she get an extra blueberry cupcake. In the end, 25% of the chocolate cupcakes, 25% of the cupcakes were chocolate cupcakes. So this become 25% is 1/4. Okay, so what it means that this total of strawberry and blueberry is 3 unit, and here is 1 unit. Okay, so first thing we need to do is we need to identify what remains the same. In this case is our chocolate. Chocolate remains the same because nothing is being changed in this ratio. So we're going to times 1 and times 5. Chocolate is to strawberry is to blueberry is 5 is to 7 is to something, and 5 is to 3 times 5 is 15. Okay, so we know strawberry and blueberry adds up to give us 15. So that means the remaining of this ratio over here is 15 minus 7, which gives us 8 unit. Okay, so what percentage of cupcakes were blueberry cupcakes? So it's 8 over the total, which is 20 times 100%. Now, fraction times fraction, we're going to do our cancellation method. Cancel the 0 first, and 2 and 10. So 2 can divide by 2, which gives us 1, and 10 divided by 2 can give us 5. 8 times 5 will give us 40%. 40 over 1%, which is 40%. So therefore, your answer to question 15 is 3. Okay, so we have come to the end of Booklet A for this ACSJ prelim paper. Do watch out for the next video that I'll be posting maybe sometime either today or tomorrow for the prelim papers for Booklet B. Then if you have any questions from question 1 to 15, do just let me know in the comment section below, and I will readdress the question when I'll readdress the question. If not, thank you so much for your time. I hope that you have learned something from here. Bye.